you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
He got problems. She got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time. Let me explain. No, listen. Okay, so when you've been with a person for a long time, for a while, and some people it don't even take a while. Like you, depending on how comfortable you are with the person, like you make things interesting, right? That's what I would think. You make things interesting. Like when you friends before you take it to the next level, like there's just certain things like you have fun with each other. That's what I think. No? Okay, this story should be short. It should be short. It shouldn't even be long. So at this time, roommate from hell is still living with me, and she cool or whatever. It's not a big deal. At this point in time, like she cool. This is before stuff started getting out of hand. So at this point in time, like she was cool or whatever. So I don't know if I said that in the story. I think I did, and I said how my landlord didn't allow pets at all. Like there was no pets. Like you couldn't even pay a pet fee to bring in a pet. Well, when she moved out, she had a dog. So the person that was watching her dog and that was supposedly taking care of her dog literally was in the next neighborhood over. So she had asked me, so she was like, I want to spend some time with my dog. She was like, but I really don't have nowhere to go, and I want to give like the lady a break, because she's starting to act funny. And I know how that is. Again, I told y'all, like, you don't know a person until you live with a person. And so I get and I understood, like, she missed her dog, and her dog was very, very sweet, very, very, very sweet, very sweet, a sweet dog, absolute sweet dog. Anyway, she was like, if you don't mind, she was like, even if it's just 10 minutes or 20 minutes, if she can come over here, I just want to spend some time with her. She was like, and then I'm getting ready to go, because I think she was getting ready to go, like she had a contract or something. I think she had a contract. I think she had a contract. I think she had a contract, because remember I told y'all, like, she had like her own little business. And not to belittle it, like, she was, as I stated in that story time, she's very good at what she does. It was just how she went about it, which is why I think like the business didn't flourish, or you didn't advertise it as much, so to speak, to me. But anyway, I think she had a contract, but she wanted to spend time with her dog, and so she was like, please, if you just let her come over for just 20 minutes, 10 minutes, like, what she said, 10 minutes. She's like 20 minutes at the most. And so I was like, girl, you good, I understand. And I was like, as long, like, I knew her dog was house trained or whatever, so she wasn't gonna come in and do nothing crazy. And I knew her dog, so I wanted to see the dog too, so it was cool. So I was like, yeah, you can bring her over for like 20 minutes. So in my head, I was gonna give her like 30, 35. And so she was like, while I'm doing, my stuff on the computer. And so she brought the dog over, and so when the dog walked in, the dog ran to me too, because as I stated, I knew the dog, and the dog was very sweet, and so it was good to see her. So like the dog was there, she was like, calm down, and I was like, girl, it's okay. Like, she's excited. She hasn't seen you, and she hasn't seen me, like, because we used to go to her house often. I know we do this every time I twist out. So we used to go to her house often. Remember, we used to do the kickbacks until they was like, can we have the kickbacks at your house? Which kind of flowed because I had the kids. So Everybody else, it was this other girl who had kids, but her kids was kind of grown. But I had the kid, and so it was like, that way Ty won't be looking in our mouth when there's conversations that he shouldn't be in. Like, he'll be outside with his friends, which is why we had moved it to my place before she lost her place. So anyway, my little yeah had called me, and he was like, hey, I'm coming over, like, you know, I want to see you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so he had, when he got there, he was like right up the street. And so he was like, I'm not too far or whatever. And so when he got there, I opened the door, and when he walked in, like, he kind of stopped. He kind of stopped. And I was like, bro, this dog don't bite. And you know how you see like a dog you haven't seen before. It was like, and I was like, this dog don't bite. Sit down. So we was sitting down or whatever, and the dog, of course, she loved men too. So it was like, she liked women, but she loved men. And so if you a pet owner, you know what I mean when it come down like, oh, okay, she like women, but she loved men. Because I had a Rottweiler that loved women and hated men. Really, like, a woman could walk up with my Rottweiler. A woman can walk up and literally steal our house, our whole house. A man, you could barely get off the porch. You could barely step your foot on the step. A woman, little tail, sir. Anyway, so he sat down beside me, and so she came, and she was excited, and she was jumping on. He was like, whoa. And so I was like, boy, you afraid of this dog? Like, she's literally a fluffy dog, middle-sized fluffy dog. He was like, nah, and so she was like, I'm sorry. Because, of course, he knew roommate from hell. So he knew her because he had seen her a couple of times, because you're there. She's there. You were introduced when she first started staying there. Like, you were introduced. You knew ahead of time before she moved in all actuality. Anyway, so she moved the dog, and she was like, I'm almost done, Angel. I'm almost done. I really appreciate it. And so she was typing on her, because she had a Mac. So she was working on the computer while she was over there. And so she, made the dog sit down, which was extremely obedient. So the dog sat there, and she, she'll move a little bit. The tail was just steady wagging. I was like, come here, I almost said her name. Come here. And so she took out running. She was like, Angel. And so he was like, hey, man, hey. It was funny. Anyway, so she was like, thank you so much. And she was like, I'll see y'all later. So she left out. She took the dog. She was taking the dog back to the babysitter. And then she was going to do her contract or whatever she had going on. So... he was like, Angel. And I was like, what? And so he was like, I saw this position yesterday, and I want to know, like, do you think you can do the position? I was like, well, let me see the position. Because, again, I feel when that is happening between two consenting adults, it should be enjoyable for both, not just one person, right? So I was like, let me see the position. So he showed me the position. So I was like, I don't think this is a position. I think this is just her doing like gymnastics or something. He was like, no, this is the position. I was like, no, I honestly don't think this is the position. I think this is her doing gymnastics. He was like, if you scared to say like you don't want to try it, just say you scared. And I said, I'm not saying that I'm scared. I said, I'm just don't think this is a position. I think you seeing this and think that it is, or you have something going on in your head, which most men do. Like, y'all, I keep telling men, and I'll tell any man coming across this channel, don't take adult movies as value of what you think your partner would like. You need to listen to your partner. That adult movies is cut, Okay, we're gonna do this shot. Cut. Okay, we're gonna do this shot. Like, that's not realistic. Listen to your partner, the person that's right there in front of you. Listen to your partner. So again, I still feel like it should be fun for both parties, but I didn't think it was a position. I was like, I really don't think this is a position. I was like, but let's try it, right? So lo and behold, there was a knock at the door because we're sitting in the living room, and so roommate from hell was like, it's me. I forgot something. I forgot what it was. She said she forgot. She was like, I forgot something. No, before she said that, she knocked on the door and then she said, it's me. And so he responded, so we ain't got no clothes on. We naked. We ain't got no clothes on. We naked. And so she started laughing. And I was like, boy, go open the door. Boy, go open the door. So he went and he opened the door for her. And so when she opened it, she shook her head and started laughing. She was like, you crazy. He said, well, I'm just saying, we in here naked. We were fully clothed. We're in here naked and you interrupting. And so she was like, right. So she went and got whatever it was she forgot and left out of the door. So when she left out, he locked the storm door and locked the main door. And so he's like, okay, we're going to give it like 5 to 10 minutes to make sure she gone. And then we're going to try it out. Like, we're going to see if you can do it. And I was like, sir. He was like, nah, come on, for real. We gonna see if you can do it. So he was like, because you short, like you small, so you should be able to do it. In height, I am short. This body weight though, little sis is thick. So that don't necessarily mean I can be able to hold my balance up. Just because I'm short don't mean this little chunk monster don't have no weight to her. She has weight to her. She's a thickum. So just because she's short don't mean she should be able to stand on her head. But we about to try it. We are about to try it. Crazy. What is this on my line? I don't know. Must be clear. So anyway, I had a table. I got this table from Goodwill. In this specific Goodwill location, they sold brand new furniture. So my table was brand new. It was literally brand new. I still haven't seen that table anywhere. Nowhere else. I sold the table when we was getting ready to move, but I still haven't seen that table anywhere. I absolutely love the table. So we pulled the chair out, and it was a circle table. It was like a dinette set. It wasn't a dining room table. It was a dinette set. So it was a circle table, and it had 4 chairs. So I pulled the chair from under the table, from out the table. Pulled the chair out, right? So the chair, dang, I wish I could show y'all. But anyway, the chair is like this, right? Y'all not going to see me for a minute. The chair is like this. It's not like this, but it's like this. This is going to be the example. So we pulled the chair out. And so he was like, come on, get in the chair. Get in the chair. So I was like, and I'm looking at the chair because it's like, girl, how you going to get, he's some, come on, like, for real, I'm going to help you. So I'm looking at the chair because I'm trying to correlate how I'm going to get in the chair and, like, stand on my head. Right? Because it's like, okay, I can sit and how. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's like, how I'm going to get in the chair? How I'm going to get in the chair? Like, how? So he was like, I think you can do it. Like, and so I was like, I'm trying to figure out like how I'm gonna get in the chair. So I sat in the chair. You know how like little kids be hanging be hanging all out, hanging down and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, so maybe if I sit like that and then I can scoot up and be in the chair, because again, this is not a fun position that you think it is. Because, and I literally think like the lady was like in sports, or she was in gymnast, like gymnastics, because even if we accomplish this position, how are you going to perform with me in this position? Because the back of the chair was kind of high. So how are you going to perform? Mind you, we're still fully clothed, y'all. Like, we're fully clothed. We're just trying to figure out this position. So I don't know. But big bold me was like, I could do it. I could do it. So I was like, okay, let me figure out how to get in the chair. So I figured out like sitting in the chair, like wrong, meaning, straddling the chair. Like, you facing the chair and then you straddle the chair like this. Because this is not like, my chair didn't have arms on the side. It was just like a chair, just straight up. So I was like, okay, so I can straddle the chair. Straddled in the chair, then I scoot up and then put my legs over the top, right? And then I scoot up some more. So I am scooting up, like my back is on the chair. I'm scooting up my leg, like I'm constantly scooting up. But then it's like, okay, now how I'm gonna get on my head? Because again, this part is holding, like this part is dead weight, and this is where all your weight is going to be. So it's like, how the hell I'm gonna get, how, you know what I'm saying? He was like, come on, like you almost got it. And I was like, bro, like this, the body weight on the bottom, this is not that type of position. I was like, I really think she's in gymnastics. He was like, nah. So I lift up. Every time I lift up, y'all, that chair said, it leaned to the side. He said, oh, you did not catch me, Mr. I'ma help you. You did not catch me. You did not. The chair hit the table. There was a dent when I sold that table. There was still a dent in that table. The chair, this part of the chair hit the table. I'm on the floor. One leg is still hanging out of the chair, like, cause I'm straddling. So this part of me is on the floor. This part is hanging in the chair, and I'm looking at him, and he was like, okay, yeah, so maybe that wasn't a position. I told you that wasn't a position, boy. Like this, I was like, but with some, like, I'm willing to try, because I also want to prove you wrong, if that makes sense. So he was like, oh, I don't think this was a position. I said, I told you it wasn't a position. I said, but what happened to you catching me? What happened to you catching me? He told me, no, I tried to catch you, but I was like, yeah, but my bad. So yeah, so he was helping me get up off the floor when you was supposed to make sure I didn't fall. You was helping me get off the floor, and then we looking at the table, and he was like, oh man, I'm sorry. And so he was like, but no, no. Okay, because the lady was doing the position outside. Like, she had on workout clothes, and she was at some location. I don't know exactly where the location was, but she was outside. Like, she had been somewhere, like on a trail somewhere, and she was doing a handstand. And I was like, she looks like she's a gymnast. And like this, I told you, this is not that type of party. No. Well, if you knew that, if you knew it wasn't that type of party, why would you try it? Why would you try it? Why would you let me talk you into it? Why would you let me talk you into it? Sir, this is not just about you. I don't know why not just men, but people in general, when you're doing things together with the person, it's not just about you. It's a compromise, it's a give and take, it's a push and pull. It's not just about you. And I was like, it's not just about you. Like, I'm willing to try. And I said, and then number one, and then I said, and then number two, I knew it wasn't going to work, and I wanted to prove you wrong. And you are more visual than you are actually listening to me. Oh. Yeah. So, yeah. That is the story time of the headstand. That never happened. That never happened. I told y'all this story was going to be short. But make sure you're having fun with your partner. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.